YouTube, I'm PeggyLu Who, and this is my channel PeggyLu Who Reads, or PeggyLu Who Reads. Welcome if you are new here, welcome back if you are not. As always, I want to start off with a big shout out to my subscribers, all 44 of you as of recording this today. Thank you very much. And special shout out and extra love and snuggles for my supreme subscriber and #1 fan, Bonjour Mama. This video is going to be all about my goals as far as reading and this channel for 2022. So it should be a quick one actually, but I already recorded this once and decided I didn't like it, so I'm re-recording it because it's my channel and my rules. So for 2022, I have set myself a goal to read 100 books. 100 books is a lot of books. I think that it's a little bit of a stretch for me, but we'll see how it goes. If you do the math, it works out to just over 8 books a month, and in my most productive reading months, that is about where I've landed, so wish me luck. Last year I set a goal originally, I think, of 30 books in 2021 and ended up blowing past that, gave myself a stretch goal of 50 books and actually went over that as well. So I read a total of 60 books in 2021, including rereads of my books on my favorite bookshelf. That was my challenge for 2021. And I want to set myself a challenge in addition to the number of books I want to read, that I want to read as many of the books that I already own as possible. When I was doing my big bookshelf tour / unhaul video at the end of the last year, I realized that I had, at that time, 99 books that I have not read on my shelves. And I am kind of embarrassed about that. I didn't realize that there were that many that were sitting around that I hadn't read yet. And so I have decided to do a couple things that help me read more of these books that are here. And actually, it's probably a few more that I own now that I haven't read yet, because I got some books over the holidays and whatnot. So that is a nice segue into the next thing that I want to talk about, which is that I have a new game that I created for myself for my TBRs. I'm not going to just pick books at random that I want or come up with like a theme and get a bunch of books. I'm going to randomize it a little bit. And there's two ways. Well, there's one way that I'm going to do that, and there's 2 elements to it. So first off, I made myself a handy dandy game that involves some index cards, some prompts, and a 20-sided die that you would use for like a Dungeons and Dragons thing. Now, before you get too excited, I am not a Dungeons and Dragons player. I'm not averse to the idea. I've just never really gotten into it. And I feel self-conscious that I wouldn't want to get involved in someone's game and slow them down. So, and also, you know, I have hobbies, and it's just another thing, right? Like, if I were playing Dungeons and Dragons, I wouldn't be making videos and I wouldn't be reading. And so that is why. But regardless, I have cards with numbers and cards with prompts, and I'm going to line them up and then roll the die and see what prompts I come up with and use that to pick some of my TBRs every month. Now, if you want to see this in action, I will be filming a January TBR, and it'll be the first video where I use these cards and this die. And that should go up later this week. I'm also using this prop, which you might have seen in the thumbnail. So this is what I am calling the sack of slack. And so inside the sack of slack, I have put slips of paper with the names of all of the books on my shelf that I have not read from when I did the book unhaul. So I just picked a book at random, and it was Blowout by Rachel Maddow. So what I'm going to do is every month I'm going to pick one mood read, or just one book that I'm going to choose for myself that I want to read in the month, and I'm going to do that before I play the game. And then I will choose 2 slips from the sack of slack to pick 2 books off of my shelf at random. And then I will roll for 5 additional books using the die and the cards, keeping in mind that some of the cards say pull another book from the sack of slack. And So that'll be fun, and hopefully that'll incentivize me to stick to it. As an additional incentive, I've decided to not purchase any more books that are not within a subscription box indefinitely. I will revisit this as we go through the year and see how I feel about it, but I just feel like I don't want to continue to haul and hoard books that I'm not reading, and I have so many that I have already not read, so I want to do that. And of course, if I pull a book off the shelf or pull a book out of the sack of slack and then pull it off the shelf, and then also look up on the library to see if there's an audiobook and listen to the audiobook, that counts. What will not count is any DNFs. However, if I DNF a book that I have on my shelf, well, then that's a good thing too. I should just go ahead and pass that along to someone else who might enjoy it. And that's okay. And in the event that I DNF anything in a month, then I will pull another book out of the sack of slack. So yeah, stay tuned for those developments. That should be fun. And then finally, I wanted to give kind of an outline of what my plans are for the future of this here YouTube channel. I've been having a lot of fun doing this, but just because it is a thing that I'm doing for fun and for a hobby does not mean that I should not have goals and things that I want to achieve with this. And so to that end, I want to be more consistent with this channel. And so for the foreseeable future, my plan is to hopefully be putting out 2 to 3 videos a week. And as part of that, I would like to be doing more tag videos, and I may or may not phase out like the regular wrap-up videos. I might just start doing more just reviews of books that I really enjoy, and then maybe series of like the books that I DNF'd in the last period of time, or the best books from X period of time per season maybe, or wrap-ups, you know, that are not just every book every month. So I'm still toying around with that idea, but the reason why I'm thinking about that is because I want to do more tags, and I want to create some tags of my own, which I have been thinking about for a while, and so stay tuned for that. But in the meanwhile, I still have some videos that I'm going to do. I have a couple unboxings, and I have my January TBR that I'm going to do, and then I do want to put together some videos that are maybe like best of, worst of, or ranking the books I read in 2021. And of course, as I've been saying forever, I still plan on doing the favorites shelf rereads videos to go over the books that are on my favorite shelf. And I did accomplish that challenge. I did read every single book on that shelf in 2021, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let me know what your reading goals are for 2022. If you're setting them, leave a comment down below. Tell me how many books you're hoping to read, or what you want to focus on with your reading. Let me know what you think of my challenges. Stay tuned for that TBR. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you think about my plan. Yeah, that's all I got for now. If you like my content, please like this video, share, subscribe, yada, 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 yakety smackety, blah, blah, blah. And until next time, read well.